Last time we talked, it was kind of interesting but sad at the same time. We were talking about you don't get a lot of free time, and when you do, you're hounded by paparazzi yourself. And you were telling me how you would go to you'd go to Walmart at 3 a.m. with your friends.
Yeah.
Play Rock Band.
Yeah. We used to do this thing, me and my sister, when we lived in Nashville when I was in middle school, me and my sister used to do this thing where we'd go to Walmart at like 3 a.m. and open all the doors of the car and put on like screamo rock music and get out and dance around the car because no one was there. And that was something that you do when you're in Nashville, Tennessee, bored at 3 a.m. and you're with your sister. And like, it was always my friends from church. We had this thing called Fuse, and we'd all go and like, they had this thing, it was called Rise and Shine. And we would do it, and you would go into someone's house that was at your church. You'd like you'd break into their house kind of, and you'd like, but you wouldn't actually break in. Like you would tell whoever, and you would video it, and then you'd play it at church the next day. And it was like the funniest thing. So that's pretty much what I always did. And so I guess I don't really do that stuff as much anymore, but I wish I could. Which
commandment is thou shalt break into thy church friend's house?
You don't really break in. And if I did, I don't think that's a commandment anyways.
That's cool. I almost said that was cool as hell. That would have been wrong to say that was cool as hell.
Yeah, well, maybe not after the Bible conversation.
So you got the tour going on, and you wake up in the morning. I mean, you've been touring just nonstop since you were like 2, 3, hanging out.
Not even born yet. No.
Is there a routine? Do you still get nervous at all? You're just.
I'm like, I can do the show in my sleep now because like all the moves are not what's hard. It's making sure the show is like different each time, and sure maybe those people haven't seen the show before, but you want them to walk away saying like, that was so, like, it didn't look rehearsed, didn't look, it's just like us up there having fun. That's what I want people to walk away saying. Not that I had, more explosions or this and that. That stuff is cool, but it's really about, like, connecting with an audience.
What makes one city different from another when you're up there?
I sometimes have to get a little, like, screamy at them if they won't get up. I have a problem with people sitting down at concerts. A really big problem with it. 'Cause you're not supposed to sit down at a concert. You can sit down and watch me on TV if you want. But, like, if you're at a concert, you need to get up and you need to dance. You need to sing. And I just feel like I have a problem when, like, when you're, like, get up or get louder and, like, nothing happens. It gets on my nerves.
It almost feels like an industry thing when people are sitting there across.
My brother was on stage the other day. I watched one of his shows, and he goes, "You guys aren't loud enough. Get in your car and go home." And I was like, that was harsh. And then I was like, but it's true. I'm like, I want them to be there, like, having a good time, and I understand, like, if the parents are, like, sitting there or whatever, but, like, all the kids, like, this, I don't know when my next tour is going to be. So, like, enjoy the time that you're there, and have fun, because, like, I'm having the time of my life. So I want everyone to get up there and, anyone in the audience to be having just as much fun as I am and feel just as involved, too.
Absolutely. I saw the video interview with the guy from Kentucky last week. Really, Jay-Z? Really?
On what?
Really? He'd asked you if him and his 2 kids were hanging out. He'd ask you if what Jay-Z song was it, and you said that.
I don't know. I said I don't know. I didn't write it.
I obviously knew you didn't write it because really, what girl over the age of 5 says that my tummy is hurting?
Feeling kind of homesick. Too much pressure and I'm nervous. No, and the DJ. No, but I don't listen to pop music. I was just having this conversation like a little while ago. I was saying how I was like, I want to listen to it.
You like the same stuff I like. You like kind of like the chill, kind of like airy guitar.
Yeah, I like John Lennon and like Bob Iver and John Foreman. No one that people.
What's your favorite John Lennon song?
John Lennon song? Well, Imagine is like a classic, but I feel like everyone says it. But I like Woman. That's one of my favorite. I like Beautiful Boy. That's one of my favorites too. And it reminds me of my little brother. When he was little, we used to listen to that song. So.
What about Number 9 Tree?
I like it. Some of it kind of creeps me out, the music a little bit, because I'll listen to it while I'm sleeping, and the music kind of gives me the creeps sometimes, because I kind of feel like John Lennon is present in that song. And I really like, what other ones? Oh My Love, and Jealous Guy, actually, I heard that, John Mayer did a version of that at one point, and it was really cool. It was a good version.
Have you met John Mayer?
Yeah.
What was that like?
He's cool. He's been to a couple of my shows. He's a really cool guy, and, our trainers are friends, and so we've hung out several times, and he's a really cool guy. I like that he doesn't make music for anyone else but himself, and that's the kind of, like musicians that I really respect.
You respect the attitude and also the talent.
Yeah, you make the kind of music that you want to listen to, and the kind of music that, inspires you, and don't make it for anyone else.
Does it still happen that you meet people who you look up to, and when you meet them, you like build them up to a certain level, and you meet them, and it's like,
Yeah, I try not to put people on like an unrealistic pedestal, because I know that like people will do that with me sometimes, and then I don't want them to meet me and be like, oh, she's like, a lot more boring in person. But I try to like, I don't know, I try not to get like an idea, because then you do get disappointed, and you understand like you never know what they're going through that day, or you never know what they were doing 5 minutes before, or where they need to be, or what's stressing them out, or, you never know, like, someone's day. And, I was talking to my friend the other day who met an actress, I won't say who, met an actress, and she was like, getting annoyed and was like, I don't want to take pictures and whatever. I think there's like a respectful way to do it, but also I do understand at some points when it's like, you never know what they're doing or where they need to go or where they need to be or what happened, in their day. So, people get caught off guard. Like, normal people do it too, and it happens the same thing for people that are in the spotlight.
Have you ever got your nose ring caught on clothing while changing?
No, I do get it caught if I wash my face sometimes. It gets caught. Yeah.
When did you have that put in? How long ago was that?
Not a year, like 7 months ago or something.
Was that hard to get used to? Was that one of the things you went out and it was like a 2 a.m. thing? It's like, oh, I want that in.
I kind of wanted it, but I didn't know if I didn't know if I wanted to like have it. So then I was like hanging out with my friend, and I was just like, I'm gonna leave tomorrow for Georgia. I'm gonna go pierce my nose. So I called my dad. I was like, Dad, do you want to meet me at the tattoo shop and we'll go get my nose pierced? And I was like, sure, go ahead. And then he was like, I gotta check with your mom. So check with mom and said it was cool, but it was really kind of a thing. I don't want to like, I don't know. I feel like my brother says this every night on his stage too. I feel like also people like, my brother was told that he couldn't have his shirt off during my show because he would scare kids because of his tattoos. So he takes his shirt off every night and goes, I don't care if you're black, white, Hispanic, covered in tattoos, you love each other, and it doesn't matter what you look like. And I think people do that too. People say, oh, she's on Disney, so she shouldn't have her nose pierced, or she shouldn't have this, or shouldn't do that. And I think it doesn't really matter. Like, if I'm making people happy by doing my show and I'm making people happy by doing my music, it doesn't matter what I've got in my nose or whatever. It doesn't matter.
Ultimately, Hannah Montana and the Disney thing made you a huge star, and everyone knows who you are. But at what point do you feel that you're going to go beyond it? Do you not want? I mean, are you getting tired of people saying that you're a role model and you have to act a certain way?
No, I think that I think it helps me strive to be a better person. But then again, I feel like The Climb and Party in the USA and even the Hannah Montana movie kind of took me to like a new place. And when I did Stand Up for Cancer with or the Divas, or I feel like now I'm at a different spot. But I don't feel like it's not hurting me or hurting anyone else to do both. I want to be able to do both things because I really enjoy doing my show. I really do.
What's the last thing that angered you? Like, not just like, oh, that's a
city question. I'm just kidding. The last thing that made me mad, my brother made me mad the other day, actually. We were shopping in Barney's, and his sweater was falling off his shoulder, so I picked it up, and he hit me. He, like, punched my shoulder. My little brother, and I was really mad, and I really wanted to back.
I saw a 2020 special last night, and I learned that's very wrong.
Yeah, no, it was my little brother. He's allowed to pound me if he wants to, but he like punched my shoulder, and he was like, "Don't touch me when we're out." I'm like, okay, Mr. Cool. I didn't know I wasn't allowed to move your sweater that was falling off. So I got really mad because I was just trying to help my brother.
Excellent. Hanging out backstage with Miley Cyrus. Continued success with everything.
Thank you so much.
I appreciate you having me back here. Good time.
Thank you. Good times. High five. Even though
High five. And then I know she's going to grab some Purell, too. She'll be like, I don't like his hands might be germy.
I'm a germ freak. I will do that, actually. That's the funny thing.
Say it with me. H1N1, no fun. Ready? H1N1, no fun. Wash your hands. Backstage with Miley, Z100.